So let's get into how McLaren, Bernie, have managed to find all that pace. Can you put it down to one or two things? Where do you see that pace coming from?
Yeah, I think they find something fundamentally that they've changed very quickly. It was a big step in Austria. We knew that it was only Norris that had the upgrade there. Then we were told that they were both going to have the upgrade for Silverstone and a little bit more. McLaren were quite open in saying the step between Austria and Silverstone wasn't going to be as big to the step into Austria. But it's quite a big change, isn't it, in terms of pace? Now, the circuit, I think, suits them. So Austria, I think, suited Norris. He's always gone well there. The circuit characteristics of both Austria and Silverstone does anyway suit the McLaren car. So they were expected to be more in the running, but the step they've taken seems really dramatic. I actually think looking forward to Budapest is going to be a big test for them. It's a very different circuit, a lot more low-speed corners. So it will be interesting to see how they order in those, like Ted mentioned, the Aston, Mercedes, McLaren. Where is the order going to sit post-Budapest? They've been back and forth all year. Now McLaren in the fray. It's going to be really interesting. So it's hard to put it down to one element of that car because we obviously only see a small fraction of the upgrades that come. We only see what's on the outside. That's the only thing they need to declare to us. We don't see what's happening under the bodywork. But it seems the outcome from that team much, much more positive. The drivers speaking much more positively about the car, the balance of the car a lot more in phase. And what impressed me this weekend was how quickly they get the tyres working up to temperature. Norris, notably, on top of Verstappen at the start of the race, fit to hold off Hamilton after the safety car restart when Hamilton on the soft. Everyone thought that hard tyre was going to be really difficult to hold on to, and you see it further back down the field. Anyone on a harder tyre really struggling to hold on to people on softer tyres. So something in that McLaren, be it the brake heat and how they get the tyre ups, really, really helps in these colder track conditions, get the tyre working straight away. So, and maybe that helped them in qualifying as well in those tricky sort of crossover conditions, slightly damp. They were definitely on top of the tyres and the heat much more than other teams. And again, Budapest is probably going to be a test in the other direction, really hot track temperatures with a different track. Is it going to fundamentally change where they sit in the pecking order?
Yeah, so I was surprised, Matt, on Sunday morning when Andrea Stella was actually sort of downplaying his expectations for McLaren in the race, saying, look, we haven't got on top of our tyre degradation issues. They're just, we've got it in the pipeline. We can only do so much, concentrate on so much with the cost cap at one time. And we're not sure, we think we're going to go backwards because of our tyre degradation. Now, what that means was that if it's thermal degradation or just any kind of degradation, combination of the new tyre construction, which worked, and for McLaren, and the low track temperatures, as Bernie says, and the upgrades, meant that they were great on their tyres, and there was not a worry. Lando didn't have to worry about fitting the hard tyres, which seemed like quite a conservative choice off the safety car restart, because all he had to do was to keep Lewis Hamilton behind him until he got a burst of heat into his tyres around the fast stuff, and that was it. Those hard tyres were going to work for him, and he could keep that position.